Alright, how's it going, everybody? So I'm going to do my shave of the day video. So as usual, I start off, take a shower, and then do my pre-shave oil from SV. And today I will use my same 24mm high mountain white brush, or sometimes I just say 3-band, or silver tip. Alright, I already have my Opuntia from SV. There's a little bit of water softening up the puck. This won't take too long to load. Alright, let me do this real quick. Shake out a little bit more water. Okay. Hope everyone's doing well. So on my last shave, I didn't have any talking, but I did the Focus Tri-Talk R52, and I may decide to do my second pass with that. So my first impressions with that razor were actually pretty good, but honestly, after I was done with the shave, I really wanted to just shave with the carbon again. So my first pass I'm going to do with the carbon, and it's going to be the plus plate. So, okay. And like I normally do with these SV soaps, and I can even do it with the other soaps. Like I think when I was using Mystic Water these last 3 shaves, I was putting on a little bit of mango butter and kokum butter. So, all right. But this Opuntia, I think this is almost like the same setup that I had from maybe like a month ago. I think my first shave with the carbon plus plate, I was using Opuntia. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this shave goes, how it feels. So my experience with Opuntia, it has, I don't know if it would be right now or maybe when I add the next little bit of water, but it does kind of go through a, I don't know, almost like I think before I've described it as almost like a talky feel. So like one soap I can think of off the top of my head is the Provence Santa, or however you might say the second word. They have a green tea soap, and that I believe does have talc in the ingredients. So I think I kind of got past this lather is actually very, very dense. I kind of really don't know how to explain to people what is a thirsty soap anymore, because it seems like almost all shave soaps nowadays, it's a lot easier to find one that's thirsty and can take a lot of water versus one that's very finicky or okay. So far it's doing okay. I think with just a little bit more water we'll be okay, and this will get dense. I don't need to do a ton of playing around. I did enjoy using the Mystic Water soap the last it was close to a month. I'm only getting in like 4 to 5 shaves each month. The Mystic Water soap, though, it's probably one of the better performing artisan shave soaps that I've used. If I had to think of what are some of the other better performing soaps. We'll just say that aren't SV. If I had to rate them, Mystic Water might be the top, but it's definitely not the easiest to use. So besides that, I would say based on performance as well as ease of use, maybe Mike's natural soap is pretty high up there for me. And then what's Declaration Grooming, or when it was originally put out, L&L. And then maybe like the Barrister and Man White Label, or one of their early Glissant. Okay, so I think, you know what, let's just leave this right here. But anyway, I wanted to use this carbon razor again and use something that I'm a little bit more familiar with. So, I don't know. Maybe that's my normal amount of time that I'm face lathering for. Okay, so once again, we have, this is, okay, the last shave I did, the first try using the Tri-Talk, and that had a fresh feather, so this is the second use on that same Kai blade. I'm sorry, did I say feather? So this is the second use on the Kai blade, and this is once again the, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, carbon plus base plate. So I'm going to go with the grain. This is, I think, 1 week speared growth. So the one thing that I don't know quite how to explain, because when I was first getting these carbon base plates, I was talking about blade gap, but in the description on their website, they say how this has the biggest blade gap, but it's not as blade forward as the standard 0.68 plate. And I can't remember if the plus plate is supposed to have less blade forwardness than the first one, but there was a couple other people that have been mentioning this plus plate is actually shaving smoother and more efficiently. And like I said, after my first shave using this plus base plate, I think that was my experience as well. So I am going to definitely keep using the standard plate to kind of keep testing it. I might do a few more shaves with the regular base plate, like I did in one of the earlier videos for like the first pass, and then I'll do like a second pass using this plus plate, just to kind of see if I'm, I don't know, finding some trying to see what the most obvious difference is in how they work on my skin. Let me just check this in the mirror. Well, it's looking pretty good. This has been my one spot right here to try and get that off. So yeah, I've just been kind of itching to use this razor again. I think once I figure out which razor I'm really liking between this carbon the Tri-Talk R52, I guess the only other two things as far as hardware that I might be using over the summer would be a straight razor, and then what's the other one? The haircut and shave. I think the stainless steel. That's going to be on a pass around sometime. I don't know when. Okay, so I think like 2 videos ago, I had brought up something about the BBS1, and I wasn't clear, I didn't finish my thoughts, but it kind of said I'm going to request that people don't contact me. And so to be clear, I bought the carbon razor so that I can have something that's more or less a readily available or a modern replacement for the BBS1. And I will say that I think I was replying to a thread. I might guess that I've had with the BBS1 maybe like 300 to 400 shaves, but quite a bit more than any other razor. I've used the R51 from Mula. More of the 2011 version. But just on these, so I think this is the 6th shave using a carbon. And I think it's good enough. I mean, I don't want to undersell it, but I think I'm happy enough with the carbon that I may sometime this year get rid of the BBS1. I want to shave with it just a good handful more times. Maybe try out a few more blades and see if it's something I want to keep around. I'm kind of just going through this phase right now where I might have mentioned it in some of my other videos, but just trying to kind of figure out how to enjoy my shaves more. Okay, so first of all, let me just see what this residual slickness is. This feels very smooth. Opuntia, like I said, is probably my #1 top performing shave soap. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like head and shoulders above everything else. But if I had to just use one soap, I probably like this performance the most of any of the SV soaps. And as long as I get a fairly decent load off of this soap and just add plenty of water, this is a very easy soap to use. I've been kind of jumping back and forth between using this. I'm not going to apply the pre-shave right now, but my skin feels really nice. It's not the closest shave. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold off on using the Tri-Talk. I'm going to do one more pass with the carbon again. Maybe on my next shave, I'll either just use the Tri-Talk or I'll do one of the carbon razors again for one pass and then use the Tri-Talk again. But I mean, the last few years, the only other razors that I've like more so bought, and I wouldn't really consider them like serious purchases because they weren't really expensive, but I kind of bought them with the intention of just trying a couple new razors, and if I didn't like them, I'd gift them to friends. But let's add a little bit of water, and then I think we're going to be good to go. But the Razor Rock Lupo, the aluminum razor, that one surprisingly is really good. So if I wanted to go with recommending a razor that's on the less expensive side, to me that has a very high level of efficiency and smoothness. I'll probably keep the R41. Other than that, the goal is to kind of just settle down, kind of finish some different soaps that I've had. I've got a couple samples here of some creams that I want to plan to use over the summer. I've got an original unscented X-Spec Santa Maria Novella, which I've used before. Acqua di Parma. What's this one called? Colonia Barbiere. Okay, so let's go from ear to nose. I'm really liking this plus plate. In general, the carbon's been really cool. Excuse me. Okay. I just really like the amount of auditory feedback. But for whatever reason, this plus plate, it just seems like it's very intuitive to me. And that's not to say that the original 6/8 base plate wasn't intuitive. Intuitive, but this angle just seems really easy for me. You know, if you guys check out my first video using the carbon, I was, talking about the angle being a little unorthodox maybe for how most people are using it. So here, let's just kind of give this a shot. Well, yeah. I was just reading a couple posts of people saying they cap a little bit more, where this, handle angle's a little bit more out here. And you guys use whatever angle is best for your skin and what's going to cut your beard off most efficiently. All right. One more thing. Like with the BBS one, I only used it for such a long time because of how well I liked the way it left my skin. It, again, wasn't the most aggressive. But I also will mention to people that, for me, that razor also, I found that I like to limit the amount of passes to 2. And since I've got this carbon, I've been feeling a lot more confident to be able to do some more 3-pass shaves. So, like right now, I mean, my upper part of my face is going to be getting, kind of a 3rd pass, but my neck's going to be getting its 2nd pass against the grain. All right, just a little bit more water and then we're good. So yeah, I hope everyone's been having some good shaves, staying well, staying healthy. Okay. Okay, so that was, here, I'll mention it. So I'm going to do the against the grain pass. I think that was the one thing about the Tri-Talk R52. If you guys watch the last video, again, there's no commentary, which you guys, honestly, if I'm really open to any type of feedback on some, oh, excuse me. into screensaver mode. Yeah, that last shave, the R52 was not as rigid on the blade, and I think the fact that it doesn't have as much weight compared to this, the against the grain was slightly kind of bouncy. You know, they might say that there's some blade chatter, but yeah, this feels really nice. I want to make one comment. Someone had actually, they didn't mention me by name in one of their videos, but I know they were talking about me. So if you're the one watching this, I actually want to say thank you, because what this person had said was, you know, when I first started doing these videos again, I'm posting these videos in so many different groups. So I primarily am someone that learned on the forums. So I kind of was like throwing these videos up in the Shave of the Day threads, you know, posting them on Facebook. And you're getting put on YouTube. But this person was, you know, just kind of mentioning that some of my earlier videos maybe were a little confusing, or maybe they were coming across kind of ill-placed, like I was talking down to people, or they really weren't sure that the way I was doing my videos was in line with how some of the other people on the site do videos. And I honestly didn't take it as a bad criticism. I totally understand what this person was saying. So that's kind of why the last video I didn't want to do any commentary, because I do actually want these videos to be enjoyable for especially the forum people, because I know a lot of people in the forums, and you know, a lot of them, I think in the last couple of years, have been doing more videos than before. Because for a while there was kind of, it's almost like there was a separation between the wet shaving groups in the forums, the wet shaving groups in Facebook, you know, the YouTubers. So again, if anyone's watching these and they maybe just feel like they're kind of all over the place, that's my fault. That's my apologies. Just trying to, again, try to figure out what's going to be the best format for these videos. So I just want to say I appreciate anyone that's willing to tell me, you know, how they think the videos could be better. And, you know, I just want to thank everyone that has commented or messaged. You know, sometimes I might come across as rigid. Like I might say before, like I'm not going to add something into my shave if someone's like requesting something. And I don't want it to sound like I'm never going to do that. But for instance, using that Mystic water, you know, just going back to a soap that I hadn't used in a while, you know, there's just a little bit of discomfort with trying to use something that you're not as confident with. And because I'm only shaving like once every week, I'd prefer to shave with the stuff that I know the best. So I was really excited to use the Opuntia. Now another thing too, I haven't talked about scent recently, but Southern California is going through, you know, just warming up summer weather. But you guys can already tell my lips are a little red. These last few days, I've got my lip cracked because it's just drying out. And just with this heat, the Cedar and Sage Mystic Water Soap, it's a great scent. I really don't mind wearing it in hot weather. But this Opuntia is a little bit more of like a citrus. They do have some floral scent. There's a little bit of bite, kind of how I put it, or spice. So sometimes I will kind of choose the soap first on performance, and then I might say, you know, it's a little bit hotter. I don't want to wear something too dark. So like I'll give you guys an example. Mana di Sicilia is kind of like an orangey, herbal, sagey, citrus scent. This is still fine to wear in the heat, but if I were to, make a preference and what wears nicer in hotter weather, I like Opuntia. So, I don't know, the shave is actually really good. So again, you guys, just the last couple of years, I'm just trying to figure out what's the best hardware for me, because I'm pretty good on brushes, soaps, aftershaves and all that stuff. So now it's just kind of playing around with what's going to be the best hardware. And again, I think with the carbon, I'm very soon going to be experimenting a little bit more, and maybe you guys are going to be seeing me, get to where like I'm shaving every 2 days. I'm definitely going to be doing some more shaves like every 3 days with the carbon. I just don't know, again, like the absolute limit to my skin. But I will say between the Tri-Talk and the carbon, it's a close shave. It's not the closest, but the goal for me now is the evenness of the skin. I don't know. I forget how I put it last time, but just even if it's not the closest shave, how even across am I getting my shave? And I've really been happy with the carbon razor. So if you guys want me to give you a thumbs up or thumbs down, for me personally, it's working really well. Enough to make me consider selling my BBS one. So you guys will see probably at least a couple more shaves with me using the BBS one. I am going to use it with a feather, and I think there are a few other blades that I haven't used for the most part. But anyway, again, if you guys have any questions, any suggestions, any constructive criticism on these longer form shave of the day videos, I'm more than happy to hear your guys' comments. There's been a lot of people that have kind of given me some shout outs in some of their videos. And so if you guys are new subscribers or checking this out, I really appreciate the, just subscribing to my channel. Whew. So you guys, normally I'll throw on the mango butter and the kokum butter 10 minutes after my shave. But every once in a while I'll do this aftershave first. And then I can put on the kokum butter and the mango butter after. So, real quick before I hop off, if you guys want to see what this lather looks like, so again, this is the Opuntia. And again, my goal usually is if I hydrated this enough, the very middle shouldn't come out puffy or kind of dry. It should be more runny. And it looks like it is. I'll see if I can get this without. So I tend to try and really hydrate the lather to a max. So if you guys catch me on my next video, I'm very likely to use the Tri-Talk, and again, maybe over the next couple months, you'll see me switching between those two razors, the carbon and the Tri-Talk. And then while I have the straight razor, I'm going to try to use that as frequently as I can on video. So anyway, I hope you guys are all doing awesome, and I'm going to run, but I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next shave, okay?